All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, you'll have more opportunity to weigh in on the phones in the next segment. But Stephen Moore, co-founder of the Committee to Unleash Prosperity, senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation, joins us. Hello, sir.
Hi, Steve.
Good to see you again.
To see you. Yeah,
as I mentioned,
dinner last night. I heard you had my friend Boone Pickens on earlier on the show.
Yeah, well, the full interview airs tomorrow night, but we got the part of him predicting Trump as president. Now, he admitted that he has talked to Donald Trump about oil.
Right.
Nobody
better.
And Larry Kudlow, just before you came on, your colleague, another co-founder of the Committee to Unleash Prosperity, said that he has talked to Trump about economics. Have you talked to Trump about economics?
Well, we've been talking a little bit with Trump, but mostly with his campaign people to try to make the tax plan better and to get him on a path to on energy, on Obamacare, on regulation. So I think just trying to nudge him in the right direction. And he's got the right instincts.
Yeah, but until now, I've told people, I said, who say to me, he doesn't know anything. He's a business, whatever. He's not. I said, but he's going to surround himself and talk to the best people. And just in the last 27 minutes, I found out Pickens and Kudlow and more. He's talking to all of you, which is great.
Well, we'll see if he listens. I mean, look, I was quite impressed with him when I met with him. I think he's an amazingly inquisitive guy, and he's got the right instincts. Now, we'll see what he does when he gets to the White House. And by the way, I agree with Boone Pickens. I don't believe for 1 minute these polls that say that Pickens can, that Trump cannot beat Hillary. I mean, I think in a one-on-one race, he's very well positioned. He does very well with blue-collar workers, and I see him attracting a lot of these Democrats who don't like Hillary very much into the Republican camp.
What do you think happens tonight? Yeah,
we're going to find out in about an hour or so. If the polls are right, it's going to be a big night for Trump. And if those polls are right, and it is a big night for Trump, then the fat lady is singing, right?
And this thing is singing, over. But neither one of them will dare concede.
Well, no, I don't mean that, but it's de facto over. I mean, and in fact, it's time. I love John Kasich. I love Ted Cruz. I've worked with both of them for years. Arthur Laffer and I helped write the Cruz tax plan, for goodness sake. So I love it. But at some point, you got to say, it ain't happening here. Right. And Trump is the nominee, and the voters have spoken. And this idea that all the delegates are going to steal the election from Trump, I don't put a lot of stock.
When you were on the last week, we talked about GDP and what it's going to come in at.
Yeah, so it's Thursday, I think.
I
believe Wednesday or Thursday.
I think it's
this week.
Yeah, it is. I think it's this week.
And I'm predicting less than 1%. And maybe closer to 0.5%, which is anemic. That is terrible, and it proves every time you get a sense the economy might be picking up a little bit, it slides back down. The problem is we were in a 2% rut for 6 years or so. Now it appears to me, Steve, like we've downshifted to 1% growth.
Yeah. Now, when Hillary
by the way, if there's 1% growth come election time, Hillary's going to get wiped out.
But here's the thing, Hillary. That's what I was going to ask you. How long could Hillary say what Obama's been saying and all the Democrats say, and the media says, is that Obama, it was so bad when Obama came in. He saved us, so you can't expect it to be so much better because it was so bad. How much longer could they get away with that?
They don't. They're not getting away with it. The American people don't believe it. I mean, just look at the polls. 90% of Republicans who are voting say their number one concern is the economy. 70% of Democrats say their number one concern is, and then the truth is, the top 10% have done very well, and they tend to be in the Democratic Party, and the working class party, which is turning out to be the Republican Party, is economically stressed out.
Yeah,
stressed out.
When Hillary lambasted Trump for saying you fly in your private jet, she has a private jet.
That was a really remarkable
you got to talk to the people. Get out of your private jet. Get out of your ivory tower. Meanwhile, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
This is a woman who flies around in private jets, and by the way, Trump. Look, there's nothing wrong with being wealthy and getting rich in this country. I mean, when did that become some kind of sin?
Who does she think she is? On welfare?
Here's the difference. Donald Trump got rich by building great businesses. How did Hillary get rich? Through politics.
And being the wife of the president.
Yeah, by leveraging her political influence. That's what disgusts people.
That's absolutely true. Bernie, what is it? I had, for one, Ron Darling sitting here. The former Mets pitcher.
Oh, that must have been cool. I love Ron Darling.
Cool. And I said to him, so who you support? I'm feeling the burn.
No. Was he?
No, don't.
Was he joking or was he serious?
No, he was serious.
Yeah. Here's a guy who probably made millions of dollars pitching.
That Bernie will take all their money?
Well, it's so funny. The other day I was, driving to work and I'm behind this beautiful Lexus and it has a Bernie, sticker on it. I'm like, don't these people understand he's coming after them?
90% of that Lexus is going to Bernie.
I think part of it is, it's a reaction to Hillary. Democrats don't like Hillary very much, and as I've said on your show, I don't agree with a single thing that Bernie Sanders says, but he is authentic. I think he believes what he says. I don't think people believe a word that Hillary says. One day it's
right.
one thing, and one day it's the other next.
So one more question when it comes to that, and that would be Trump, Hillary. Is that what we're going to see?
Yeah,
okay.
It is, and it'll be a question of who the VPs are. But
and what's he going to say about taxes? We got 20 seconds. Remember, because now the other day he said, "I want to raise taxes on the rich."
He's going to say raise them. He wants to get rid of deductions and loopholes, and that's a good way to tax the rich. But cut the rates. That's what Reagan did.
He has to
cut
start.
the rates.
He has to start saying that when he says he wants to raise taxes. And the rich people paid more.
The rich paid more under Reagan.
Yeah.
Did you know it? The rates went down, but the rich paid more.
Good to see you, sir.
Okay,
Steve Moore, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, the Malzberg panel, Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson and Christopher Hahn. Don't miss it.